So yeah, the last thing I have is just a list, a little list, just a fun list. So it's of epistemic virtues, which I have written down here: clarity, consistency, reliability, utility, and utility is underlined because I really think that's like, I think utility speaks louder than any other epistemic virtue in terms of conferring credibility on an idea.
Mhm.
If it works, in some sense, that is the mark of truth. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't actually make it true, but like it goes further than any individual other characteristic in terms of granting credibility to perspective. I also have explanatory scope or power, parsimony, and logical rigor.
I like that. I like that you have a whole list there because I know that some systems are like prioritize one or two of those over others, like parsimony, and yeah, I think they're all very important.
Yeah, and I think it's important to recognize that tendency of systems to pick a principal virtue and then sort of organize everything around that. When this is part of my thinking about morality, moral systems in a way they're all right, and in another way none of them are, and they're all right because they all sort of capture, they all have a piece of the pie. These are all aspects of how we engage in moral reasoning, but then none of them are right because all of them take that to be the way, which
Mm,
just isn't. Moral reasoning is something we've got loads of modalities for engaging in moral reasoning, and unless you're cognizant of the full scope of considerations that enter into actual real life moral decision making, what you often get into is a kind of little echo chamber of the mind where you can only, and this I think is a very very salient demonstration of the problem with a standardized vocabulary and the tendency to think of the world then in those terms, is what it seems often happens with moral systems is that people get so enmeshed in the moral system that they think is correct that they forget their original intuitions, so that they're
mm.
capable of endorsing actions that just like a child would look at that and go, what the fuck? Like, like that is so fucked up. But the adult is capable of going, well, no, but is it though? It kind of makes sense. If you connect all the dots, it's like this is the system says it's okay. So